basically, I went and tried to get some help with it and to get back up, and it didn't happen really. And eventually, you know, I just did my prayer. I said, "Dear God, like, guess what's happened?" And it was amazing. I heard this voice inside just say, "Relax," in a very relaxing way. And I remember thinking to myself, "Look, whoever you are, could you just get off the line? I'm trying to speak to God." And it was just relax. I basically here was the thing, I had 20 days to do 50,000 words. 8 of those days were booked up with conferences. So I just thought, this is impossible, I can't do it. And all I got back, you know, from the guy who's meant to be intelligent was relax. But you're not taking my book seriously. And I tried to relax, and to be honest, I did it 1%, I think, but not much more than that. And then basically what happened was I got a phone call a few minutes later from somebody saying, "We're going to have to cancel your event next week," which was a 3-day event. She said, "We're really, really sorry. We're sorry to put you out. We will pay you in full." And there was 3 days free. And I tried to sound upset, you know, "Yeah, I'm really upset about that, and gosh, thank you." And it was a massive corporation, and I just thought, okay, I'll accept it, because it was just a form of sponsorship, really. And then later in the day, 2 more days freed up, which is a total record. So now I had, I think, about 15, 16, 17 days to write this book. And then what happened was there was just this flow that emerged, and it was so extraordinary. For every day, there was just this flow upon flow upon flow. Whole sentences and paragraphs would just leap forward onto the page, and I can honestly say that, for me, was one of those moments where I began to see that independence isn't really it. You can connect. And something extraordinary happened when I literally finished the book, and this is, to this day, I still don't really understand this, but I guess I'm not meant to understand it. You're just meant to accept it. I literally, like, typed the end. And then what I did, and I've got to tell you the first bit of this story, because it's a little bit embarrassing, but it'll make sense. Once I finished it, I imagined that there were, like, all these angels around me. Okay, I'm on my own. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm allowed to do this. I just basically imagined there was a load of angels around me, a bit like in one of those Gustave Doré paintings, you know, where there's just angels everywhere. And I imagined they all clapped and were, like, you know, just cheering as if I'd hit a home run or something, you know, or something like that, or a touchdown. It was like, Robert Holden's finished his book. Oh my God, he's done it. And there's just all this cosmic applause all over the place. Wow, amazing, amazing. Yeah, how did he do it? He didn't do it. He let it happen. Oh my God, it was amazing. And then I thought, oh my God, that is a miracle. And then I thought to myself, my God, I need chocolate. That's the only way to celebrate now. I need chocolate. So I thought, I've got to go out and buy some chocolate. And literally, as I walked out of my office, I heard something come through the mailbox. And the mail had already been that day. So I went downstairs to see what had arrived through the mailbox, and it was a promotional chocolate bar called Applause. How is that? That is outrageous, isn't it? A promotional chocolate bar called Applause. I mean, who would ever imagine such a thing? But that's how it is. So somewhere along the line, when we let the world work with us, it will work with us. So the practice for this particular principle is to ask for help, and to do it on a daily basis, to keep asking for help. Dear God, so far today I've done all right. I haven't gossiped, and I haven't lost my temper. I haven't been greedy, moody, nasty, selfish, or narcissistic, and I'm really glad about that. But in a few minutes, God, I'm going to get out of bed, and from then on, I'm going to need a lot more help. Thank you. Amen. Yeah? So, let's go to the last principle. The last principle is about abundance. And it's about being able to say yes. It's about finding your yes and committing to your yes absolutely every day. What I'm convinced about with the work of Success Intelligence is that the key to success is to show up. It's to show up in your life 100% and to give it everything you have. And part of showing up is about knowing what your yes is. What is it that you say yes to? What is so sacred to you? What is so precious to you? It's what you really want to say yes to. And if I may, I'm going to just share with you the very first time that I did my yes meditation. It was in a workshop about 15 years ago. And this is what I came up with for my yes. And I'm going to share it with you just so that you see, in a way, almost how not to do it. This is the abridged version of my very, very first yes meditation done 15 years ago. Good luck, Vicky. I say yes to doing my A Course in Miracles meditation daily. I say yes to mango, papaya, and muffins and coffee for breakfast every day. I say yes to making love with my wife every morning. I say yes to being such a good lover that my wife stops everything halfway through and starts to applaud my magnificent lovemaking. I say yes to meeting up with my brother David at least twice a week. I say yes to long evening meals with all friends on a regular basis. I say yes to spending quality time with my 2 cats, who are called Great and Wonderful. I say yes to 3 rounds of golf a week. I say yes to being the next Nick Faldo. I say yes to playing my guitar for at least an hour a day. I say yes to learning to play the piano as well as Barry Manilow. And there's nothing wrong with that. I say yes to being able to sing like Michael McDonald. I say yes to writing 1 poem a day. Every day I want to read beautiful poetry, Blake, Rumi, Hafiz. I also want to read at least 1 nonsensical piece of Zen a day. I say yes to reading all of the great literature of the world. I say yes to Puccini, Debussy, Holst, Horowitz, and Bach. Horowitz with a W. I say yes to reading all of the great literature of the world. I say yes to great theatre. In fact, I want to be the next Neil Simon. I say yes to long, leisurely, impromptu afternoon naps. I say yes to my 5 all-time favorite foods: avocado, banana, blueberry muffin, mango, and banoffee pie. I say yes to Haagen-Dazs ice cream, Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and all ice cream. That's an unconditional yes. I say yes to being my ideal weight. I say yes to a month in Hawaii every year. I say yes to a month in India every year. I say yes to 2 weeks at Disneyland every 6 months. I say yes to visiting all of the world's great wineries and coffee farms. I say yes to watching all of West Ham United's football games at home. I say yes to visiting Lord's for the first day of the Test match every year. I say yes to visiting Wimbledon. I say yes to the Happiness Project. I say yes to giving at least 1 radio, TV, or press interview a day. I say yes to 10 clients a week for my coaching practice. I say yes to doing 1 keynote or workshop a week. I say yes to Oprah. I say yes to writing at least 1 major book a year. I say yes to going for a run every day by the river. I say yes to running a marathon at least once. I say yes to afternoon tea every day with as many friends as possible. I say yes to my evening A Course in Miracles lesson. I say yes to a big family meal every night. And I say yes to making love with my wife every night. In fact, I say yes to being such a good lover that not only does she stop and applaud everything, but she also buys me expensive gifts. So, that was like my first effort, okay, my very first effort at what I thought I wanted to say yes to. And as you can tell, it was a little enthusiastic and a little ambitious, but it was a start. And somewhere along the line, I think we make a start, and then we listen, and we listen, and we listen again. You know, the thing about the yes meditation is we've all taken the knocks, and we've all fallen down, and we've all had the dark nights of the ego, and we've had those very, very tricky moments, but we must never let that put us off from saying our yes. So fundamentally, what we have to do, I think, is we have to remember to say yes to who we are. We have to remember to say yes to our life, but also to understand that in a way, the universe really is always saying yes to us. So the big practice, if you like, here is that we live now and we procrastinate later. It's that we learn to get in touch with our yes and say it as often as we can. And for me, and this is the final bit really, when I meditate on yes, I realize that the work of the Happiness Project, that the work of Success Intelligence is really all the same thing. And it's really a work of love. And when I was asked to sum up the work of Success Intelligence in 100 words once, this is what I came up with. Before you dedicate your life to a person, a marriage, a family, to a corporation, a political party, or a peace campaign, to a religion, a revolution, or a spiritual path, make one other dedication first. First, dedicate yourself to love. Decide to let love be your intention, your purpose, and your point, and let love inspire you, support you, and guide you in every other dedication you make hereafter. I often say to people, if your definition of success doesn't include love, get another definition, because really, I think it's what it's all about. Thank you very, very much for listening to me. I hope you have a great conference. Enjoy yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.